Morning HMS 7, it's great to see everyone back here on a Wednesday. Remember, the main focus of our Jumpstart is to reflect on habits of highly effective people. Again, a habit is something we repeatedly do. A habit is something that we practice over time. These are 7 really excellent habits that you can practice. If you practice these habits on a daily basis, and you can practice them daily, you will find success. And you could find success practicing these habits at any time in our history and any time in the future. It all starts with the first one, which is being proactive. We're starting 3rd trimester. What better time to work on being proactive than 3rd trimester? Don't get yourself in a hole on your work. Be proactive, stay late, ask questions, do things of that nature to continue working on to find some success. For the month of March, we've moved into the habit known as synergy, otherwise known as to synergize. I would like you to briefly pause for a moment, as I pause for a moment, and reflect on what synergy means, what are some examples of synergy, and why is synergy important to practice throughout the course of a day and throughout the course of our lives. I'll let you reflect on that here for the next couple of seconds. Hopefully you thought about the fact that synergy, what exactly it is when 2 or more people are doing something that can be done better than that can be done alone. Think about the food drive that we're starting this week here to try to fill our local food bank. If it was just me bringing in food, I could bring in some, but if we get the majority of us bringing in even 1 can, we'd have hundreds of cans of food that we can take to the food bank. So synergy is that practice of when 2 or more people working together can do it better than when it's done alone, and they can do it far more effectively. Examples throughout our life of synergy: music is a great example of synergy. 4 people, 5 people, 20 people, 30 people in a band, an orchestra, we're singing together. If they're all doing it well, it's powerful. It just takes a few people not doing what they're supposed to do. It doesn't sound as good as it should. Synergy is when we're all working together harmoniously and together. Sports, another great example. Construction projects, building a home. Imagine how much time it would take 1 person to build a home alone. And would they even have the know-how to be able to pour the concrete, frame the 2x4s, install the windows? Imagine how much time it would take 1 person, and then imagine how much time it would take a group of people to put a home together well. That's why synergy is an extremely important practice to practice with groups of people. Because when we synergize, we can do it far better together than we can alone. Great analogy if you want to sit around and think about what synergy is. If you've ever seen geese or ducks flying south, they fly in that V formation. And they do that because they can fly nearly 70% faster when they're flying together as a group. And they actually communicate with each other, those really weird sounds that they make. It's actually communication of the lead duck. When the lead duck gets tired, it will drop to the back and others will take its place. That's a great example of synergy and why synergy can help us out and help us perform better. Moving on, in terms of synergy, there are many characteristics of it. The most important one is that our differences are our strengths. The fact that we can all do different things well, when we combine those different things we do well, combine them into one thing, they become a strength. It also involves humility, that belief knowing that I can do something well, but maybe someone can do it better and they can help me out there. Cooperation, great examples of cooperation. Talked briefly on Monday about the Civil Rights Movement when millions of Americans got together and finally said enough is enough. We should follow what's stated in the Constitution. We should follow what is in the Bill of Rights. We should follow this together. And they marched and they battled and they worked hard and then eventually got some sweeping legislation passed to help everyone receive those equal rights in the United States. Another example of synergy, World War II and the home front. We put everybody to work. We sent millions of people overseas to fight, and yet we also had a lot of women getting into the workforce for the first time, using that synergy, that cooperation, finding a better way to supply troops with the arms to fight and defeat the Nazis and the Japanese during World War II. Just small historical examples of the benefits of synergy. As I close this out, please remember we are launching our local food drive. Bring those cans into the building, those food items into the building to start the day off. We can collect them. If we have a teacher, we get it, that one classroom, we can get it to cover a door. We'll put a free day in there as well. Again, this is a win-win and a synergizing strategy. We're hoping to fill the local food bank back up, which has been severely depleted as a result of COVID-19. So if you can remember this week, please bring those cans in, and we'll get you rewarded by Friday. Love you guys. Can't wait to see you around the building today.